Heart disease is the leading cause of death worldwide, taking about 17.9 million lives annually, with someone dying from cardiovascular disease every 34 seconds. Often, there are no symptoms until a heart attack or stroke hits unexpectedly. Scary, right? Today we're revealing what this vitamin is and how it works to unblock arteries naturally. Stick around, this could be a real game changer for your heart health. Before we reveal the miracle vitamin, it's important to understand the root of clogged arteries. Your arteries act like highways, carrying oxygen-rich blood to your organs. Over time, they can get blocked by plaque, a sticky mix of cholesterol, fats, and surprisingly calcium, which makes up about 20% of the buildup. This leads to atherosclerosis, where arteries harden, lose flexibility, and increase the risk of heart attacks or strokes. Key risk factors include a poor diet, high LDL cholesterol, high blood pressure, smoking, diabetes, stress, and lack of exercise, all of which damage the arterial lining and allow harmful buildup. The good news: up to 80% of heart disease is preventable, and our special vitamin works by targeting calcium in plaque, helping to keep arteries from hardening. Ready to find out what this nutrient is? Hey, if you're enjoying this so far, tap like and hit subscribe before we move on. The number one vitamin for keeping arteries clear is vitamin K2, not vitamin C, E, or fish oil, though helpful, but K2, the unsung hero of heart health. It's a little-known nutrient, yet crucial for a healthy heart. Unlike vitamin K1, which supports blood clotting and is found in leafy greens, K2 controls calcium placement, acting like a traffic cop, sending calcium to bones and teeth, and keeping it out of arteries, where it does harm. Over the last 20 years, research has shown that K2 is vital for heart health, and a widespread deficiency may be leaving many people unprotected. Here's another clue. People on blood thinners like warfarin, which block vitamin K, often develop rapid artery calcification. Without K2, calcium builds up faster, proving just how essential K2 is for artery health. If you're on blood thinners, don't worry, we'll share safe tips soon. Never stop medication without medical advice. Bottom line, vitamin K2 is the artery clearing champion most people are missing. So, where do you get it and how does it work its magic? Let's find out next. How can a vitamin act like an artery cleaner? The secret is in the body chemistry. Vitamin K2 activates proteins that control calcium. Two key. One is osteocalcin, which directs calcium into bones and teeth, and two, matrix GLA protein, MGP, which prevents calcium buildup in arteries. These proteins rely on K2 through a process called carboxylation. Think of it as switching them on. With enough K2, osteocalcin strengthens bones, and MGP keeps arteries clear. Vitamin K2 directs calcium to the right places, like bones, and away from the wrong ones, such as arteries, supporting both bone and heart health. Imagine calcium as traffic on a highway. Vitamin K2 is the traffic cop, guiding calcium off the road and into bones, keeping it out of arteries. Without K2, calcium may go rogue, building up in artery walls and causing blockages. Scientists call this the calcium paradox: soft bones, or osteoporosis, combined with hard arteries known as atherosclerosis, equals calcium misplacement. K2 resolves the paradox by sending calcium back where it belongs. To highlight K2's importance, K2-activated MGP is the strongest natural defense against artery calcification. Studies suggest adequate K2 may not only prevent buildup, but possibly stabilize or reverse it over time. Another insight. People with diabetes often have more arterial calcification and lower active MGP. This shows how vital K2 is, because without it, MGP remains inactive and calcium accumulates unchecked. In plain language, vitamin K2 works by activating MGP, which clears calcium from arteries, keeping them flexible. It also activates osteocalcin, placing calcium in bones and boosting bone density. Additionally, it partners with vitamin D3, and together they guide calcium to the right places. When K2 is lacking, calcium can deposit in arteries, kidneys, think kidney stones, and tissues. Over time, this causes stiff arteries, high blood pressure, and a higher heart attack risk. Getting enough K2 keeps calcium traffic flowing correctly. Important note: vitamin K2 isn't a magic fix and doesn't replace a healthy lifestyle, but it's a powerful tool in your heart health toolkit. Alright, so if K2 is so wonderful, how do we get it? Here's where it gets interesting and a bit tricky. Vitamin K2 is relatively rare in the average diet. Unlike vitamin K1, which is found in spinach, kale, and broccoli, K2 is found mostly in animal-based or fermented foods. Let's explore the top food sources of K2. You'll want to remember these because they're key to unblocking arteries naturally through diet. Natto, the richest source of vitamin K2 in the world. Natto is a traditional Japanese food made from fermented soybeans, sticky, stringy, and strong-smelling. While it may not be for everyone, it's a K2 powerhouse, especially high in MK7. Regular natto eaters, like many in Tokyo, show better bone health and fewer fractures in studies, likely due to their high K2 intake. If you're adventurous, trying natto could give your arteries a major K2 boost. Aged cheeses. Good news for cheese lovers: some cheeses contain decent levels of vitamin K2. Fermented varieties like Gouda, Brie, Jarlsberg, and Cheddar are rich in K2, produced by the bacteria used during fermentation. Longer-aged cheeses tend to have more MK8 and MK9 forms of K2. A serving of Gouda or Jarlsberg offers a solid dose of K2, so an occasional cheese snack in moderation can be a heart-healthy treat. Vitamin K2 deficiency, the silent issue. Unlike iron deficiency, which causes obvious symptoms like fatigue, a lack of vitamin K2 is often silent, but over years or decades, it can lead to serious issues affecting your bones and arteries. What can happen without enough K2? Arterial calcification. Without K2, MGP, the protein that prevents calcium buildup in arteries, stays inactive. Studies like the Rotterdam study show that low K2 levels are linked to higher arterial calcium, leading to stiff arteries, high blood pressure, and increased risk of heart attacks. Higher heart disease. Risk: more calcification and plaque equals more heart disease. People with enough K2 are up to 50% less likely to die from heart disease. Low K2 means your heart is missing a key protective nutrient. Bone weakness, osteoporosis. Without K2 activating osteocalcin, calcium doesn't go to your bones, causing lower bone density. K2 deficiency is a known factor in osteoporosis, especially in older adults. In Japan, high-dose K2 is even approved to prevent fractures. Dental and soft tissue issues. Vitamin K2 supports tooth and dentin health by activating osteocalcin. Low K2 may also lead to calcium deposits in soft tissues like kidney stones and heel spurs, and increase the risk of tooth decay. Who's most at risk? Those on low-fat diets, as K2 is fat-soluble, people on long-term antibiotics, individuals with digestive disorders, kids and adults over 40 due to poor intake or absorption, and anyone taking calcium or high-dose vitamin D without balancing it with K2, risking arterial buildup. The bottom line: without enough vitamin K2, you may develop hardened arteries and weakened bones, often without symptoms. But once you increase K2 intake, whether through food or supplements, calcium gets redirected to bones, plaque slows, and bone strength improves. Experts believe K2 is a missing key in heart disease prevention. While it's not a replacement for a healthy lifestyle, it targets calcification, something most strategies don't. More ways to support heart health beyond vitamin K2. In addition to eating K2-rich foods or taking a K2 supplement, here are bonus heart health hacks that work alongside K2 for maximum benefit. Pair vitamin K2 with vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 and K2 is a powerful combo. D3 helps absorb calcium and increases production of K2-dependent proteins like osteocalcin and MGP. Without K2, D3 and calcium could drive calcium into arteries instead of bones. So take D3 and K2 together. Many supplements combine them for this reason. Get Sunshine or supplement with D3, but always pair it with K2 for artery protection. Eat a heart-healthy, whole foods diet. Diet matters. Focus on fruits and vegetables. For fiber and antioxidants, healthy fats, nuts, olive oil, avocados, lean proteins, plus K2 foods like eggs, cheese, fermented foods, organ meats, and leafy greens, high in K1, which offers heart benefits. Avoid refined sugars and carbs. A Mediterranean-style diet is ideal. And don't fear moderate saturated fats in cheese or eggs. They're heart-friendly when part of a balanced diet. Get enough magnesium. Magnesium helps relax blood vessels, keeps calcium in solution, and prevents calcification. It's found in leafy greens, nuts, seeds, beans, and whole grains. It works synergistically with vitamin K2. You can supplement if needed, usually around 200 to 400 milligrams, but always check with a doctor, especially if you have kidney issues. Include omega-3 fatty acids, omega-3s from sources like salmon, sardines, flax, and chia seeds, reduce inflammation and triglycerides. They help stabilize plaque and improve arterial function. While they won't reverse calcification, they may slow plaque growth. As a bonus, they provide some vitamin D as well. Stay active and maintain a healthy weight. Exercise helps dilate arteries, improve blood flow, and raise HDL, which is the good cholesterol. Aim for 150 minutes of moderate exercise each week. Choose activities you enjoy, whether it's walking, dancing, or cycling. Even a 5 to 10% weight loss can significantly reduce heart disease risk. Avoid smoking and limit alcohol. Smoking damages arteries and promotes plaque buildup. Quitting is the best move for your heart. Moderate alcohol, like red wine, may help, but excess harms the heart. There's no need to start drinking. You can get similar benefits from grape juice or lifestyle changes. Be careful with calcium supplements. Without K2, calcium may deposit in arteries, not bones. It's linked to higher heart attack and stroke risk in some studies. Always pair calcium with vitamin D3, K2, and magnesium. Or choose bone-friendly strategies like exercise and nutrition. More calcium isn't always better. Balance is key. Vitamin K2 supplements if needed. K2 comes in two main forms. MK7, which is long-acting and taken in 90 to 180 microgram doses, and MK4, which is short-acting and often high dose. For heart health, 100 to 200 micrograms of MK7 daily is ideal. Since K2 is fat-soluble, take it with a fat-containing meal. It's very safe, with no known toxicity, even at high doses. If you're on blood thinners like warfarin, consult your doctor before taking K2. Newer meds like Eliquis or Xarelto are less affected, but still seek medical advice. K2-rich foods are generally safe even for those on medication. Just keep intake consistent. Atherosclerosis is a silent but serious threat, but vitamin K2 is a science-backed ally. It activates proteins that redirect calcium to bones, not arteries, helping prevent plaque buildup. You can get K2 from natto, cheese, egg yolks, liver, and grass-fed dairy, or use supplements. Yet most people don't get enough. Start now. Whether you're 30 or 60, your arteries can improve with consistency. If this was helpful, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more science-backed health tips. Drop a comment. Have you heard of vitamin K2? Will you add more to your diet? Questions? Let's chat. Disclaimer: this is for educational purposes only. Always consult a qualified healthcare provider before changing your diet or starting supplements, especially if you have a medical condition or take medication. Everyone's body is different. Get personalized advice. This is not medical advice, but a way to empower you with knowledge for better conversations with your doctor and to inspire healthy choices. Thanks for watching. Let's keep those arteries clear and your heart healthy. Stay tuned for more natural health tips, and remember, take care of your heart. You only have one. Subscribe for more, and we'll see you in the next video.